Okay, so here we go, Randy. This, you are now sitting in a 1948 Crosley Station Wagon, and you're in the passenger seat. This is the first all-steel station wagon made in America. And they sold approximately 23,000 cars in 1948. It does have a few drawbacks. It has a 744cc motor, and it produces a whopping 26.5 horsepower. As you'll notice when we start out here, it has a 3-speed floor shift, non-synchromesh transmission. Lots of fun. And it has 6-inch drum mechanical brakes, which are a little bit on the scary side, to put it mildly, but they do stop the vehicle. No turn signals. It has a brake light and running light only. And if you remember, you have to stick your arm out the window and let people know you're going to turn. It has the absence of safety features, like no seat belts, since at the time in 1948 they actually thought that that meant that the car was probably unsafe if you had to have seat belts. And we get approximately anywhere from 30 to 50 miles per gallon, depending on how you drive it and how fast you're going. We've got radial tires, and they're actually 12-inch wheels. And I was surprised when I acquired this vehicle. It had radial tires, and they were like new. This car actually has an optional heater, which does work, including the blower motor. Air conditioning, which would be really nice down here in New Mexico. For a car like this, forget it. This car did not have that. I believe if you check out 1948, you'll find Packard. You could get air conditioner from Packard and probably some of the other very expensive cars back then. But they were quite elaborate, and I'm not sure how reliable they were. But, you know, we have to give credit to two fellas, Powell and Lewis Crosley. Those are the two brothers that actually made this small economy car a reality from 1939 to 1952. And so we've got to give them credit on that one. And then unfortunately in 52, the bigger is better became the mantra for the automobile business in America, and we entered into an era of large, powerful gas-guzzling autos, leading us to SUVs, muscle cars, and more power than was actually needed. So that was the wave of the future at that time. I often wonder what the Powell and Lewis Crosley, what they would feel about Elon Musk today with his Tesla and the electric cars and the future of the automobile industry. But let's not forget the economic factor with this little Crosley. The Crosley was an affordable economy vehicle, and this was during a time of Packards, Cadillacs, and Chrysler Imperials, so they were going against the current. And something else to think about is our electric cars today priced in a range where the average family can afford them. And I would probably have to say no on that one. Anyhow, so enough said. We're going to ignite this motor. I'm going to put her in neutral now. Turn the ignition on, that's contact. And then I'll hit the starter motor and we'll go out on the frontage road. Here we go. How do you like that? Here we go. second gear. You can hear the gears whining like a baby. Now, the only reason I'm in third gear is because we're going downhill. Speed limit in here is 15 miles an hour. This is the gated community of Sunrise Bluffs. And you know, before I moved here, I always said that gated communities were an example of the complete collapse of our society. Well, I'll let you worry about that. Here we are. We got stop signs all over the place, and pull up here. Here we go. I got the brakes on. We're waiting. Here we go. There. We actually made a stop. Okay, here we go. Now, wait till you hear this. Here we go. Wow. A little scary. Here we go. We're in second gear. 40 pounds oil pressure, which is nice. But unfortunately, like most Crosleys, as the engine warms up, it won't hold that oil pressure. Another stop sign, another mechanical brake operation here, which it works, but every time you take the car out, then you want to come back and adjust the brakes. Here we go, this is frontage road. Off to the left is I-25, the expressway. You can see the cars roaring down the expressway and the heavy trucks. The second gear. Here we go. Not a real good shift on my part. There's the third gear. We're running along about 25, 30 miles an hour. And yes, we do have a horn. Very few luxuries in this car. But not too bad. Now I could see where it would have been a nice economy car. Oh, I got some hot dog behind me. He's right on my tail. You'll find out I can't go very fast. There goes some new cars. Here you go, land for sale. In case you're interested. For sale or lease, 15 acres. There you go. You can have your own place in the desert. Right now I'm running about 160 degrees on the temperature. I'm watching that close because I've done a lot of work on that. And hopefully I've got the problem solved. The problem I don't have solved on this motor is oil leaks. Hang on now. I'm going to turn around here. Watch out. Hang on. Not the best road right there. Here we go. First gear. Hesitate. Second gear. Here we go. that it's not floored. If I had it floored, it wouldn't accelerate much faster. So I just eased my foot down on the old Tillotson carburetor. You remember those Tillotson carburetors? You could find them on just about every lawnmower. Alright, now we're running along about 30 miles an hour. Crosley said that the car would go 70 miles an hour, but I think you'd have to have a couple loose screws if you wanted to go 70 miles an hour in this car. It's truly what I would call a city car. There, now my oil pressure is down to about 25 pounds, which is not too exciting, but it's enough to keep everything lubricated. So now we're going to come back here and make a stop. There we go. Give the old mechanical brakes a go through here. There we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Now we're running about 185 degrees, which is a lot better than it used to be. It went up to 210 in the past. Now we're running probably 190. There we go. If you look off into the distance there, you see some of the mesas around here. It's not like looking at Lake Michigan. It's very different. The weather is dramatically different down here. And the clouds are starting to build up. They call this, believe it or not, the monsoon season down here. And the clouds will build up, and sometimes around 4 or 5 in the afternoon, you'll get storms, which will bring a tremendous amount of rain in a very short period of time. Here we go. And we'll pull in here. There we go. Okay. Back in the garage. Shucks. We're talking temperature here says, there we go, temperature says 200 degrees, but I'm finding out that my gauge here is not accurate. It usually reads high. So we'll shut this thing off for now, and I'll say sayonara and hasta la vista, baby.